Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt.
And welcome to Geekenders. It is March the 6th. We were going to have the lovely That Bronze Girl on, but unfortunately tech issues took her from our grubby hands. So
she just didn't want to come on with me because Bronze and I have an on-again, off-again love affair, and it's currently off again. It's a shame.
I didn't know we were going to openly talk about that, but that's okay.
No, I wanted to. I wanted to openly talk about it.
We'll reschedule her. We'll get her on here, and then she can confirm or deny.
Actually, she can never come on. Oh, it's a shame. Can never come on. Oh, what a shame.
I'd like for everybody to know that while we were setting up for the show today, I said, wow, I choked on an almond this morning, and it's really messed me up for the entire day. And Jesse immediately said, you know, you look like you choked on an almond this morning, and it messed you up for the whole day.
I was just confirming what you were thinking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly? What are you trying to say?
It doesn't mean, I was trying to say that, like, you exactly, I was the feelings you were having,
yeah.
I recognize those and acknowledge them as all good partners should.
Right.
I saw you were suffering, and I said, I see you're suffering, and I recognize it.
See, where's the honest Jesse? Where's the Jesse that's willing to say to me,
I killed that guy years ago.
You actually just look like a rat came and did your hair. That's what my kid said to me this morning.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's Sam's kid, all right.
I came out of the shower and she was like, Mommy, what happened to your hair? I was like, what do you mean? I washed it. She was like, okay. Wild. Anyways, I'm doing good today.
Oh.
The day's still young for you. So much can happen. Mine's almost over.
I don't know. No, I don't know that much can happen. I literally already have a calendar schedule thing. Like, the minute we're done here, I got a thing. And then right after that, I got a thing. And then right after that, I got a thing. Yeah. Like, my day is regimented today. Yeah. Although the last thing's fun because it's more Resident Evil 9. And so, like, that's...
How far along are you on that?
Ooh, boy. I want to say we're halfway through. I don't know where the game goes, but I have a feeling it's split into 2 parts. Because the part we're in currently, so the opening of the game, the beginning of the game, you are in like I want to say asylum / like psych ward / rehabilitation hospital, but it's really just the training ground for weird dudes to like operate on people. You know what I mean? Dodger, they have a pool of blood in the basement. So it's that kind of hospital.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so it feels like there's nothing
pool?
really left for us. No, like a big vat.
Oh.
Of people pieces.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I was imagining this properly. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Oh, no. Large, quite large.
Right.
And so there's like I feel like we're getting to the point where there's nothing left to do. in this place, which means since the story overall is just starting, there has to be a second area. And so that's, I think we're halfway through. I don't know what the gameplay time on any of this is. I watched Dan's Gaming do like, I think I saw him go back through and do like 20 hours for a 100% completion.
Thanks. Okay.
So that's, you
guys don't like 100% games though, do you?
Dodger, we couldn't if we wanted to.
Yeah,
this is a spoiler for an upcoming episode.
Okay.
And I'm so upset. I'm so upset with myself. I think about it constantly. You know me, and I love, like finding secrets and they say go left, so I'm going to go right, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
And, when I first played Resident Evil 9 at, like events and stuff, there's one area early on, well, not early on, but like a few hours in, where there's a bunch of boxes and stuff. And if you have a full inventory and you go in there and you're like, I can't get these yet, and you turn to leave, something happens that prevents you from ever going back to that section of the hospital again.
Okay.
And so you can't get the loot that's there. Now, it's unimportant loot. It doesn't particularly matter. It's like a few things of ammo, maybe like a healing item. Not that important, right? So I'm thinking about that the entire time we're playing. I'm like, this game will, at some points, lock you out of stuff. Cut to us discovering a bag that, like in Resident Evils, you can get bag space to make you have more inventory slots.
Okay.
We discover one, but spoilers, because of choices made prior, we locked ourselves out of getting it, but you can clearly see it.
No.
But the game will not let us get it.
Oh, that's so mean.
And it's just, and I felt terrible because I'm pretty sure the whole thing is there are, when we started the level, at the very beginning of the level was a forklift. And then at the very end of the level is a forklift. And in my mind, I was like, we should take the key, go back to the beginning, because that's got to be the secret, and use the key on the forklift back there. Well, it turns out it was the reverse. The one that was right next to the key is not the move forward, it's the secret. And the one that's back at the very beginning is the move forward. Absolutely screwed us. I hate when that happens.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Like, it's not too important, but it's dirty. Oh, it's so dirty.
Letting you
and that's
see
the
it
second time this game's done
you've
me.
locked yourself out of it. God.
Oh, I'm going to have to do some serious editing because Alex and Davis refused to give up on it and tried so many ways. We tried to go back through puzzles. We reloaded. We did all sorts of stuff to try and do this. There is once you get that autosave where you pick up the key and then go back and turn on the other one, done. Absolutely shreked. I was like, there's no way. Guys, we actively screwed ourselves. There's no way we can get this. They were trying to like break the game to get in there. I was like, I don't think we can.
Yeah.
So it's not world ending. It's only 2 bag slots, I think, which is like, okay. But it's still frustrating when most of Resident Evil is like managing bag slots.
Yeah.
So yeah, the lesson I think was multiple save files is the way to go. But with that said, except for that one thing, so far RE9 might be the best Resident Evil they've made in years. Like, it's incredible. Like, ignoring that one stupid ass thing, my God, is it good. It is, like, I've mentioned this for the last couple of weeks. It really is as hype as everyone says it is. It's great. It's very fun.
Do you feel like them splitting it between Grace and Leon has added a lot to the game?
Yes, I think they learned some lessons about flow, and I think they've made so many horror games, and I think they've seen so many horror games, and I think we've played so many horror games that at this point in time, you recognize when a horror game becomes stale, or when an enemy becomes not scary anymore, or when there's or if a game goes on too long, right?
Yeah.
And so I think what they did is they were like, all right, how can we keep people on the roller coaster without wanting to get off. And the way it works is it's like, okay, here we go. You're going to play as Grace, and some terrible monster stuff is going to chase you. You're going to have limited ammo, and you're going to be stressed out the entire damn time. And then we're going to cut to Leon, and Leon is going to just brutalize everyone. But he's only going to have like 15-minute segment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to cut back to Grace, and Grace is going to be like, ah! And Grace is going to have most of the story and most of the stuff going on. And then cut back to Leon, jump kick a monster in the face, like smash all sorts of zombies, be amazing. Cut back to Grace, and you have another like 2 hours of just terror. And it's been done very, very well so far. And it really keeps you engaged because for every time there's like, I'm so exhausted from hiding or, you know, running and dodging monsters. And then it's like, we gave Leon a shotgun. You're like, let's go, motherfucker. You just go in there, you start acing everyone, and it feels good. And then it's like, all right, you're done. Back to being scared.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't overstay on any of them.
Yeah.
And it's really well designed. And I think they learned that from previous games and from watching people play horror games. And it really feels like, oh, this is what you should feel this way all the time when you play a horror game.
Right.
Not just in the first hour. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of horror games, the first hour is terrifying. You're like, what? And then you kind of are like, all right. Like, oh, a great example. I was about to say you get stuck in a hallway with a monster and the monster just stays in the hallway.
Yeah.
Great example of that is in this one, there's a giant kind of monster. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's one part where there's a bunch of jail cells and the monster is kind of like walking up and down them. And we were like, is this just gonna be one of those things where we have to hide in one jail cell and then slowly move and then slowly.
That's what I would assume. Yeah.
No, there is an entirely different fun way of dealing with it. And I don't want to spoil it, but it's so like, I see what we're doing. And then because so the way they deal with it is this monster is afraid of light. Light hurts it. So because I don't know, Umbrella is that company. There are little power like nodes that you can put into stuff that will turn lights on in certain rooms. But by turning one light on, other lights turn off. So you have to like move around this area and plan where you're going to put the lights. And I'm like, this is fun because it isn't just avoid the monster. It's like strategically move stuff around to keep the monster at bay while you explore and loot and do your stuff. So once the lights are on, you don't have to worry at all. You're like, all good. We're going to do our stuff. We're going to search for stuff. Until you realize that eventually there's zombies and things, and also like all Resident Evils, if you shoot a zombie, it may come back to life. So there's, you could be walking down the hall and then a guy pops up again. There's a lot of just moments in this that are really well done. I cannot stress it enough. It's like by far the best one they've made in a while, especially coming off remakes and things. Like I liked, I love the remakes they made, but like when it comes to like Village and stuff like that, Village was fun, but Village was like 90% people being horned up for Lady D for the first 2 hours, which by the way, understand. However, I will say her 3 daughters way better for me, but whatever. But then it like devolves quickly into pure insanity. And then suddenly you're like, oh man, all right. But then they give you like a really cool, I'll say baby scene, and I'll leave it at that. And the baby scene was awesome, and I love that. Very cool stuff. But then after that, it's like another 8 hours of a game that's kind of like, it's all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they really front loaded that one. And it's, by the time you're in the werewolf part or facing Heimerdinger or whatever that guy's name is, Heisenberg, like it's the flow is kind of like, same thing with the one before that. RE7 had like there was a flow where you're with the family and that stuff was really cool. And there was the one where it's like the escape room thing, like that was cool. But then like towards the end, you're chasing after the sun and the thing, and it's like we got lore that's connected. There's a lot. This one doesn't seem like that at all. This one seems like you are just on this ride, and every time you think you're going to get a little overwhelmed or bored with a thing, boom, you're a different thing.
Right.
They really planned this perfectly. And yeah, it looks great. I've now played it on PC, PS5, and Switch, and all of them look great. And they're like, you know, everyone thinks like Switch 2 is a less powerful machine, but it actually, the lighting engine, I don't know what's going on in Switch 2 with the lighting engine. It looks better than all the other ones. Like the way the light, I don't know what the lighting engine is in Switch 2, but it looks awesome. So yeah, it's neat, man. I'm just enjoying it tremendously, and I'm so thankful that it doesn't suck.
Yeah,
it's like really good.
Well, I'm sure it's you know, because you and the boys, you play so many games, and if you know you're going to be saddling up to play something for quite a few sessions, I'm sure that there's a lot of hope. Like, I hope that we have a good time with this the whole time.
That's why playing scary games with them is tough sometimes, because we will go into the game with the attitude of like, yes, this is gonna be amazing. And then 5 hours in, realize like it is not nearly as amazing of a game as we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But we're already committed for 5 hours and there's 3 hours to go, and we gotta, so it's tough because that happens frequently with horror games.
Yeah.
Where it's like they just overstay their welcome, and it's no longer like, ooh, this is scary, and it's like, ugh. All right. Yeah,
It's gotta move on. What's the point of this? Yeah.
Yeah. Horror games, oh man. It's to the point where every time, I was about to say horror games love to do the standard tropes, but it's to the point where every time we play a horror game now, someone in the group is like, I hope at the end it doesn't turn out to be we're a dad and we killed our kids and we just don't recognize that we killed our kids and we're like haunted by that fact. And that's usually the case.
And then it is that, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's usually, it doesn't matter what the story is. At the end, it's like, you killed your family. It's like, okay. All right. Yep, we did. All right. Yeah, sure, man. Yeah. I miss when it's just like, oh, no. It's just horror for the sake of horror. That's what Resident Evil 9 is. Leon isn't like, it actually was all fake. There was no Raccoon City. I just murdered my kids. Like, if that happened, I'd be like, oh my God, bro. Yeah.
I'm sure with any like game type, if you play enough of it, you start to make guesses about what's gonna wind up happening, you know?
Yeah. Well,
it's what people keep trying to do.
You shouldn't be able to.
Yeah. It's what people keep trying to do with like every cutesy game that comes out. Like, I've seen this before.
Sure.
This is going to be cute for 1 hour and then it's going to turn into a horror. And it's like, guys, sometimes people just make cute games. They're just cute games.
I am guilty of that every time I say a cute game. My assumption is if it's cute, but there's like a weird thing in it.
That's the thing.
I'm like, that weird thing's important.
Playing enough of them that you notice the little, indicators that something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just a cute game, guys. And sometimes it's evil.
Yeah, I like when it's cute and evil.
You like when it's both?
Yeah, that's why that...
even if it doesn't surprise you, even if you start playing and you're like, I bet this is an evil game.
No, there's what was that? There's a farm simulator. Oh man, what is that called? Like Grave Seasons, I think.
Yeah, I've been following that.
I love that idea.
Since it was a twinkle in the creator's eye. I'm so excited that that's coming out.
I love that. The idea of like, it's a little cutie farm sim and you can date people and stuff, but also there's a killer. I love that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
more of that, please.
That's a bit different though, isn't it? That's like taking a type of game that typically doesn't have anything serious going on with it and being like, what if we added a storyline that sort of juxtaposes the game type?
It honestly is kind of video game 101. It's not like on a grand creative scale. It's not like that complicated. They literally took two things they like and mashed it together, which is like the vibe of video game creation.
Yeah. And
it's just a really good mashup. I love the idea of, we'll tell you a story, except instead of you trying to date Susie the baker, Susie the baker might be a killer. I'm like, great, love that. Solid
but also you can
device
kiss
to tell
Susie
your
the
story.
Baker.
Yeah. Oh, again, having played the demo, I love the idea that you could kiss Susie the Baker. You could get with Susie the Baker. Susie the Baker could still be a killer, and now you have the choice whether to go after her or just let her kill. And frankly, if Susie be kissing, Susie be killing, okay? I'm going to let her do her thing. Like, you go out there, you do your thing, girl. I'll be here for the smooches.
Such a mob wife you are.
I don't even want to know about your day. Don't bring it home.
Don't tell me about it, and then I won't have to tell the cops about it. Okay?
Yeah. The less I know, the better.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Susie making meat pies. I'm like, I don't even want to know where you got that meat.
I don't know what's in there.
But these are delicious, baby. You're incredible.
Yep. Mob wife. 100%. Yeah. I love it. For, I don't know, a month or more now, I've been threatening to play Pathologic 3.
Did you finally do it?
Yeah.
Hey!
I know.
We achieve things on this show.
I know. We're doing stuff. I would just like to say, this game is like kind of perfect for me. I'm really shocked.
So I must ask.
Yes.
1 and 2, not perfect for you.
So for those of you at home that don't know anything about the Pathologic games, so the concept of it is there's a small village in the Russian steppe where a plague is slowly taking hold. You are playing as 3 different healers who are trying to stop the plague, figure out where it's coming from, save everybody in the village. The second game, they took one of those playthroughs from the first game and just made a whole game out of it, which Jesse has played, correct?
Yes.
And Jesse was like, don't play number 2. You'll want to fucking rip your hair out. You'll hate it.
I said what I said.
Yeah. But number 3 is another one of those 3 playthroughs as a full game. I assume they'll make a 4th with the last playthrough that you can do. But the reason that I was interested in playing 3, because I had no interest. I know that they're incredible games and that blah, blah, blah. But I don't do well with hardcore survival elements. And these games have really punishing, really punishing survival elements to them. I was told that I might like this game because it's more of a detective game with survival elements in it. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try, because I do find the concept interesting, and I like that the original game is very like surreal and takes like a real thing but puts it in sort of a weird surreal landscape. So in the third one, you're playing what's known as the Bachelor route. You're playing as a big city doctor who received a letter asking him to come out to this village. He comes out there planning to meet up with someone because he is trying to research immortality. He wants to see if he can, from a doctor, a pharmaceutical standpoint, if he can learn how to raise the dead, keep people alive, basically just all facets of immortality he's obsessed with. So he finds out that there's a man in this town who has lived forever, people believe. So he's like, okay, I'll come to town and meet this guy, right? And of course, the second he gets there, the plague hits. And this game is awesome. I'm like super into it because the survival elements, instead of it being like, you got to eat, you got to drink, etc., instead, the character you're playing as, Dankovsky, is prone to like really wild mood swings. And in the situation he's in this town, they are worse than ever, is like the idea, because it's a very stressful situation. So you have, instead of a hunger, thirst, whatever meter, you have a bar at the top. On one side is extreme apathy, and on the other side is extreme mania. So the more stressed out you get through situations, through conversations, all of that, you become more and more manic. But things can also make you more and more apathetic. And the way that you respond in conversations. You might be sort of playing into that apathy, into this feeling of like, well, what the fuck is even the point? We can't save all these people. How are we even going to do this, right? And it's really dark, but if you hit full apathy, you have a mini game that you have to do to try and snap yourself out of it. And if you can't, you shoot yourself. You just decide there's no point.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. On the other side, that has only happened once in my playthrough. And I was like, oh my God. On the other side, if you become too manic, if you become too stressed out by everything, your heart can't take it and you have a heart attack. So I'm trying to figure out how to talk about how this game plays, because it plays in a really interesting way, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't know what it was going to be until I was playing. But you have...
Are you investigating like Sherlock game style?
It's like...
Or is it...
It's like a more intense Sherlock game in a lot of ways. Yeah, it's... situations happen in town. You have 12 days. That's the conceit. You have 12 days... by day 3, the plague has hit and everybody has to start figuring out what to do.
Okay.
And yeah, each day there are different events that can happen and you can go try to talk to people. If something happened in a location, you can try to investigate. There's a whole mini game for like diagnosing people. If you think they don't actually have the plague, they have something else wrong with them. You have a bunch of science equipment back at the place that you're staying so you can create medicines for yourself or for other people. You can find things like storyline wise, like take, blood from somebody and analyze it and then try to like develop vaccines. Like there's all of these different things that you can do in the game. And all of it is really fun and interesting and very dark, obviously. But like, sure. Again, the games have such a weird, surreal lens that you see everything through. The plague itself, all of the people in this village. Sorry, let me back up a little bit. One of the things that I think is really interesting and funny about playing as Dankovsky, and why I think that you could literally just play number 3 without playing the other ones and be totally fine, just like me, is because Dankovsky isn't from this town. So you get there and, the herb brides are like dancing around a cow and they say a bunch of shit. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Like he's very sarcastic. He has he wants to come at everything logically. If people are trying to talk to him about things from a folklore perspective, he doesn't have a lot of patience for it. It creates a situation where you feel a little bit less like you're a person trying to read a fantasy novel and being like, I don't know what any of these words mean, like.
Oh, it's like you trying to read a 40K novel.
It's like me reading 40K, yeah. But instead I get to speak through this bitchy little man in response to everything. And that's really fun, I think. This
manic, apathetic, bitchy little man.
Yeah, I love him. I love him so much. He's great. I can't remember what it was that I was going to say before I said we were going to back up, but that's okay. The game itself is fantastic, I think. Oh, the plague itself, like the people in town refer to the plague as like a person or like a creature, an entity, right? And so one of the surreal elements that comes into the game is when you are, and this happened in the first game too, you actually see like kind of miasma on the ground that you have to dodge that is the plague. And occasionally you'll see this like crazy monster lady crawling after you, and that's the plague, right? You're seeing the plague the way that the people in the town like identify it, right? It's wild. It's a wild game, and I didn't expect to have so much, because I was going to play Esoteric Ebb this week. I was so excited to play that game. And then I was like, well, fuck, because of time zones, it's not out yet. I guess I'll try out one day of Pathologic 3. And now I don't want to I don't want to play anything else.
Like Pathologic games, their biggest, I haven't played the new one, obviously, but the biggest issue I had with the previous ones is the same issue I had with like Pacific Drive or any, like, the idea of a really cool, really weird, really trippy setting and a wild story that is like out there and we're going to do some crazy stuff and then bogging it down with like, gotta eat, remember to drink, you need to sleep, go find stuff to craft. That drives me crazy. I don't know why, like, you know, if I don't know, if you're going to make a game where it's about to be like weird metaphysical nonsense and like trippy and out there, I don't want to have that broken up with me having to go like eat lunch.
Yeah.
You know, like that drives me crazy. I hate that. I hate that whole idea. Or me having to like repair the car, or me having to like, it always makes me nuts.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just want to get weirded out for like 2 or 3 hours and then be like, hell yeah. Or at least have what you're doing be so absurd that it's interesting. Like, oh my God, I played the demo for Cucina Stellata. Which is literally just the beginning is like a weird color out of space thing where like you see something crash and then now you're just in a little Italian kitchen in your home cutting, you know, veggies, making bread, you're doing stuff. But as you eat, you start tripping out and you're like, and you're like, why did I make this food that's making me trip out? And then the end of the demo is like a very fun reveal of like, well, this is what you're eating. And that's cool. I like, okay, we are in a space where I don't have to like, it isn't, oh, you are an old Italian woman and you are researching these weird things from space, but also in order to stay alive, you have to cook.
Right.
No, it's like, no, you cook because that's the fun of the game. And what you're doing is cooking with some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's all right. I love that. I think it's as simple as that, where there's like, I want to, I see in chat, We Happy Few. Great story and premise, terrible execution on gameplay. Like, the first couple hours of We Happy Few was fantastic. So, honest to God, same with Wolfenstein 3, when they had the daughters, and it's like, first 2 hours, incredible, loved it, so fun. And then suddenly it's an entirely different, like, daily questing experience. Like, who signed off on this?
Right.
Like, what executive said this is the future? That kids love grinding with no real purpose.
Yeah.
Like that. Not a fan. So hearing this, it sounds like it's the concept of Pathologic that I love, but getting rid of the nonsense of Pathologic that I did not like.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, and the game even acknowledges like, maybe Dankovsky is the sort of person that gets so wrapped up in what he's doing that he doesn't really remember to eat and drink, you know? So why even think about those things? There's more important things. Yeah. And the game, this game is really funny consistently because you will have like what feels like a perfectly normal conversation come out of the conversation and realize you're about to have a heart attack.
Oh, jeez. It's the big one.
Yeah. I like had a conversation with, there's a character who's running a bar and he's been tasked by some of the people in town to hand out an old like steppy people vaccine called the dead gruel. And Dankovsky's like, what the fuck? What doctor made this? It wasn't a doctor. What's in it? None of you know what's in it, right? And so he's like, I have to figure out what this stuff is because
the dead gruel?
Yeah.
That wasn't made by a doctor.
It's like it could inadvertently make things worse or give people the virus, right? Like I have to go get it. So you have this whole conversation with this guy, and occasionally when you're in a conversation, it doesn't show you your mania and apathy. It just flashes a color. So sometimes you'll say something like, I don't have time for this. I need you to answer my question. And your mania will go up, but it'll just flash red. So you have like a kind of vague concept of how the conversation's going. But when I tell you, I died of a heart attack 3 times coming out of this conversation. I was like, what am I doing? And the game gives you ways to try and like mitigate that stuff. Ideally, you have you're a little drug addict. So ideally you have drugs on you and you can just take something to like calm yourself down. But if you don't, like I didn't, you in character run outside and are desperately trying to find a playground because playground equipment calms you down. I was like, where's the swing set? And then on the other side, my apathy was getting really, really high at one point. And there are kids all over.
Wait. So
Yes.
it's not like I don't know, Reigns, where it goes, you have to balance it in the middle. It's two separate bars?
No. It is like one long bar, mania on this side, apathy on this side.
But you can go out both ways, or
No.
does it balance between the two?
No, I'm sorry. These were separate situations. So like my
Gotcha. Okay,
my mania got really high after that conversation, and I was desperately trying to figure out how to.
I was thinking you get
live through it.
apathetically manic.
No.
I was like, whoa.
The game sort of encourages you to mess around with that bar a little bit, because if you're manic, you're faster. If you need to get somewhere quicker, if you're running away from something, it actually helps to be manic because you're quicker. The more apathetic you are, the slower you are. And so you need to catch apathy really early, because if you're trying to like mitigate apathy and you're just slogging your way through the town, like what's even the fucking point? You know, like you as the player.
You heard
like,
it here
"No!"
first, folks. Manic is better than apathetic. That's what Dodger is saying.
But in this town, there's a bunch of little like gangs of children. At the very start of the game, kids steal a bunch of your shit, and an old man is basically like, "Don't hurt the kids." You can go after them and try to like reason with them to get your stuff back, but do not hurt them. Implying like these kids run this town. Don't fuck with them. They'll ruin your life.
But
So a lot of the conversations are like, they are actively trying to rage bait you. So if you're really apathetic, it helps to find a child because they'll be like, "What are you doing, baldy?" Or like make fun of your clothes, and it pisses you off and it makes you manic.
But can you
funny.
attack those kids?
No. There are specific areas where you can use violence. There are two different, at least at this point, at the point that I'm playing.
You can't punt a kid?
You can't punt a kid. You can with your words. You can tell them that they're garbage idiot children if you want.
That's so much worse. That'll stick with them forever. That'll hurt them. They'll think about that long after you're gone. But a swift kick? That's fine. Just
a little kick to the ankles, and then you run away.
Yeah, just a little boop, and they'll be like, "Ow, mister, that hurt. I'm going to go tell the other kids." Right?
Yeah.
But if you make fun of him, that kid's not going to tell anyone. He's going to internalize it, and in 20 years, he's going to have like a manic or apathetic episode.
Maybe. But you'll be gone, so.
Yeah. That doesn't matter to me. I'll be back in the big city researching living forever.
Exactly. You gotta
So those
RP
kids
the
can live
man.
forever with the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason why you want people to live forever is so that you can make fun of them and they'll have that memory forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's who you are. That's the kind of person you are.
Write that
down.
Yeah.
That's my villainous plan. Is to like just really mess someone up and then make them live forever with that. That's a villain plan right there.
Yeah. There's a lot more that I would love to say about this game, but I feel like it's all pretty big spoilers. But the way that the game plays and the way that it goes about feeling like a detective game is so interesting, and I could see how you could spend a long time playing it.
Yeah.
So,
did you speaking of detective games, did you play the demo for Cthulhu, the Cosmic Abyss?
I did.
Detective game. Like, even though it's Cthulhu, it's purely a detective game.
Yes. I was sponsored to play it, just as a heads up to anybody listening.
I did not get sponsored to play it, and I can say many things about it. I liked it. It's great.
I liked it too. Yeah. How did you feel about it? I've been talking a lot, so.
So yeah, basically you are an investigator who is tasked with, looking into this weird. Thematically, this is an interesting Cthulhu tale because it's the future. And there's clearly been some flooding in the world, and there's some stuff going on. You have an AI built into your brain, and she talks to you the entire time. And the entire time I was like, if this AI doesn't go crazy by the end and like mess you up with some Cthulhu-y stuff, that is a missed opportunity. Because it's in your head. Come on now, you know it's got to be by the end.
The person that you're with at the start even is like, you got to stop talking to that thing like it's a person. Like she really hates that we have like kind of a jovial relationship with our AI. And I was like, that's gonna skew. That's gonna come back on us.
I don't remember the year this game takes place in. I want to say like 2050 something maybe. But you start driving up to this, I think it's in Louisiana. You drive up to this house in a boat, everything's flooded, and you're going to go investigate this person that's gone missing. And you and your partner, essentially you're a character who, literally this is information they just give you on a piece of paper. You were in a cult as a kid, and as a kid, this woman saved you from the cult because, again, it's like a Cthulhu-verse thing. So, like, there just be cults. And she saves you from this cult.
Not like in real life.
Now you work with her. Yeah, no, that's it. And so my favorite part is the woman who you're signed with, she clearly is from like she's millennial coded. Let's be real. That's just who she is. And she is like an old lady with badass tattoos, and I love her.
Me too. Bro, the whole time I was like, this bitch better live forever. I love her so much.
She rocks.
Yeah, she rocks.
She's great. Big fan.
Yeah.
Everything about her. I looked at her because she had like a neck tattoo, and I was like, girl, what's going on here? Then I saw her other tattoos. She's like, yeah, I just go around beating the shit out of cults. I'm like, God damn, I love you, lady. I was like, you're amazing. But you are going through this house. Like the first large portion of this demo is you're going through a house and investigating shit. And then because you have an AI in your brain, you have Witcher sense, so you can like ping and then see different things to go investigate. I love that. It makes it so much easier than me having to like look around like, what's this? So you can ping things and look at stuff. And yeah, it's the person that you went to go visit is this woman who is obsessed with something weird. And so as you go through and research and you combine information, my favorite type of investigating, you some stuff happens. I won't spoil it if you want to play a demo. And then the next segment of the demo is my personal hell. You literally go underwater and you're just in the deepest part of the ocean.
I was gonna say,
in a little
I'm
stupid suit.
Kind of shocked that you played this demo because my immediate reaction to being in the suit and getting jettisoned into the deep ocean was this game would make Jesse want to scream.
And the entire time I believe I said, nope. Yeah. The entire time. All I knew about the demo was the fact that most of the footage was in a house. So I was thinking, oh, I'm going to like Eldritch horror my way through an investigation. I didn't know that my investigation would lead to the bottom of the ocean and an underwater. I was like, nope. But I think what they did that made me feel at ease is the one thing that shows up underwater, they very clearly show it to be like, oh, is that a hallucination? So I didn't, when eventually stuff happens, I was like, oh, well, is this even real? Or is my guy just going crazy? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I wasn't scared of it. I was more intrigued because, again, there's a scene where you're inside and like a thing happens. And I was like, well, that just did one of those like, what's real situation things. So by the time it started to get weird, I was like, the part that messed me up is the part when you're just in the deep water and it's like, there's darkness around you. I'm like, I'm going to follow these lights and everything's going to be good. And that's kind of, that's how I felt at least is it's, you know, not Jesse approved that section, but the rest of it was great.
Yeah, I really liked, if any of you are like me and don't really enjoy super jump scary stuff,
there wasn't a lot of that.
No, this is being pitched as like it is meant to be tense. It's meant to feel like it's in universe. But it is supposed to be more of like a investigation puzzle game, and there aren't supposed to be like things chasing you. There aren't supposed to be jump scares, really. It should just feel like a really tense, kind of strange puzzle game. And I feel like the demo really got that across. Like it was really interesting and really cool, but it was never like Outlasty.
Yeah. I like when Eldritch Horror does like no, you're just investigating it and you're reading some weird ass manuscript and this thing is like, the underwater kingdom. And you're like, oh, like that kind of stuff. Or like this weird stone resonates with I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I love this. Yeah, that's most of what this game is. Even the section where you're underwater, you're doing a lot of like, okay, I need to follow these metal pylons to figure out where these guys went. And as I do that, I found a headless body. I wonder but over here there's claw marks. And I know it should be scary, but I'm like, interesting. So if I do this and this and combine, is it going to recognize that the claw marks are related to whatever killed the man? Like, I'm thinking mechanically how the game will work at this point rather than there's a thing in here with me that kills men, And that's why I like it. I was like, oh, right. I'm not terrified of this thing that's going to, like, that guy's probably gone. I'm going to research right now. I'm going to take the time and listen to audio logs about like underwater. We discovered this weird, crazy shit. Like, cool. Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Did you manage to get to any of the other demos that you had sitting around?
Oh my God. I played a ton of demos. I just don't remember what we talked about, to be honest, before. So yeah, I played through Esports Manager 2026. Yo, I must stress, I think I'm addicted to those games. Even though I hate them, the idea of screaming at a screen while other people do the work is very addicting. Literally, I just made a team and was like, go win! And then because it's Counter-Strike based, you get to see them play the Counter-Strike maps. So I'd be like, all right, you guys are playing Dust. Get out there and win for me. And then, sometimes they won and sometimes they lost, and I'd scream at them. I don't know. I enjoyed it a great deal, but that's literally, it is like, buy them controllers and buy them chairs and recruit new members for your team. And then they go off and do their stuff. And will you win money at this tournament? My favorite part is they do it accurately in that my team entered a $100,000 tournament. But as anyone knows, it isn't really $100,000. That's the total prize pool. And so even the first place team ain't making that much money. But, we got, I think, fourth place and made $4,000.
Okay.
And I was like, that sounds absolutely correct. That is exactly what esports really is. It's not like we made $80 million on this tournament. Like, no, you didn't. Yeah. That's not true. That didn't happen. So I was like, all right, that's fun. Did I mention Repterra last week?
I don't think so. What is that?
Oh, I love Repterra. Repterra is a game where you play as like an RTS where it's set in a world where dinosaurs are here. And you basically have to build a base and survive waves of dinosaurs. But also, like an RTS, you can go out and explore. You can go do crazy stuff. And so as you build up your base, you have to research and you have to like farm, materials to keep your base going. And then every 15 minutes or so, a new wave attacks and you have to defend. So you can recruit soldiers. You can have like engineers who will go out and like, you can secure areas around the map. You can get different bonuses, different things. But the best part was, and I didn't realize this till about halfway through, for every dinosaur you can have a soldier mount that dinosaur. and then you have a dinosaur riding soldier.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
It rocks. Your dinosaurs are launching like rockets. You can have like explosive. You got like pterodactyls that'll swoop down and attack guys. It's great.
That sounds
loved
great.
it.
I love it.
It was so much fun. Yeah. It's not that complicated. I almost beat it. I got down to the very, very end, and then the dinosaurs stomped me at the end. But now that I understand that it really is an RTS where it's like, no. It isn't just about defense. It's literally, you need to go out and explore, go out and like take points. And more importantly, you need to have lots of like material gathering guys. The more, the better, which is basically every RTS game ever in existence. And so now that I know that, I'm like kind of excited for a full release. It's fun. I love it. You know, it's goofy fun. There is no like, this is why the plot of this game is like, no. There's the map they give you at one corner is Stonehenge and the other corner is the Statue of Liberty. Like, I don't know why.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it's, you know, it's some sort of hellscape post-apocalypse. Yeah, like, whatever. Who cares? But I enjoyed that tremendously. I loved that. I played the demo for Shutterstory. Hey, do you like Fatal Frame and you can't wait till Fatal Frame 2's remake comes out next week? Boy, oh boy. Play Shutterstory. Just, you know, the standard issue. There's ghosts here. I should pull out my camera.
Right.
Click, and it's right in front of you. You know, the usual jump scare. I love those games because it's scary, but it isn't truly scary till you're like, I gotta find that ghost. Huh? Click, and it's like, yeah. Every time. Every time, without fail, my favorite. I love that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of what I did. Did you play? We had to have talked about Dr. Dekker, right?
You talked about Dr. Dekker. I still have not played that demo. But yeah, you talked about it last week.
It's good. It's good. It's a good demo. It's I love, you know how when we played the first demo, they were like, oh, let's have the like sultry redhead be the person who's gonna lure you into play.
Yeah. Very
smart on their part. They got me. But this time, the demo is like, okay, instead of like going for like raw Jesse sex appeal, this time we're doing like, okay, this is a girl who is gonna say some truly insane things, maybe a psycho killer, I'm not sure, is an artist who I definitely think paints with like, you know, uses bodies, but there's no indication of it. But I'm like, but it's because the acting is so good.
Yeah.
She literally says insane things, but with like a smile that's so unnerving that I'm like, what do you mean, girl? It's great. I loved every bit of it. It's like, she's like, I don't know what happened to Dr. Dekker. I guess he's dead. And you're like, what? Why are you smiling when you say that?
Sad.
She's like, my mother hated me. And that's fine. That bitch is dead. You're like, what? It's great. Big fan. I love the creepy smile. Yeah.
My goodness.
No. She's like, I hear voices. And you're like, oh, okay.
All right. No, that's good. I'm
Sure.
glad.
You'll love it. You'll love the demo. It's fun.
I played a game, I think at the beginning of this week, another demo called Mapmap. Did I talk about Mapmap yet?
What is Mapmap?
So Mapmap.
It's fun to say.
It's very fun to say. It is a sort of light, goofy cartography game where you are playing as someone who loves to draw maps. You're like a kid. And some other kids that are playing pirates have come to you and been like, we need help finding this treasure. And so the actual game is like you're given an island, like a tiny island. And the pirate kids will be like, we need you to mark the beehive on the map. We think it's on this coast. And so you're able to look at just the basic shape of the island that you're on. You have like mechanics, like you can measure steps, you have the grid on the map, and you do your best to place a pin on the island where the thing is that they've asked for. And depending on how close you are, you get a certain number of stars. And so like the very first island, there's just a tree on a small island and they're like, mark the tree. But it gets more and more complex. Like, okay, there's an old, broken ruin. Show me where the ruin is. And then there's also a huge compass on the ground. Find the compass. And you place more and more things. And they give you a pencil and an eraser and a crayon and all of these other things that you can use to add more details to the islands if you want. You can make them like super detailed, which I think is super cute. It's adorable. And all of the characters only say map. So when the characters are talking to you, they're like map, 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 map. Silly,
and
but it's really cute.
You play as Kristen. I'm looking at this now.
Yeah.
You play as a young Kristen Delgado.
Yeah.
Running around. It looks like this is such a weird thing to say, but it looks like the natural evolution of GeoGuessr. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where it's like they're like, oh, we need to find this thing and you need to pin it exactly where it's at and you get points based on where the pin is. And looking at the way they're doing it, there is like, honestly, this almost seems like an educational game. Watching someone use tools to determine distance and then place that distance on a map and then pin things accordingly. It's actually kind of fascinating to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool because you can choose to use the grid system and be like, okay, this, one block equals 10 feet in the real world or whatever. And yeah, you get better and better at it.
There's literally on the Steam page a GIF of like using your telescope to tell distance and then using your tools like a sextant to go in and map that out distance wise. And like, yeah, that's cool as hell. That is like,
it's fun
how it was done in real life. So seeing it in a game is very, that's super charming.
Yeah. It's very, very cute.
Also, it won a ludicrous amount of awards.
Map?
In 2024 and 2025, it won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, never mind. Most of these are nominees. All right, I mean, I guess saying you're a nominee is important, but I thought it was actually wins. But they have 3 wins I can confirm, which is pretty great.
Nice. Well, there you go.
Oh, you know why it's got kind of an educational vibe? It's because it's got funded by Game City Hamburg Creative Gesellschaft. I'm assuming that's an arts program that pays for games like this to be made. So that it makes sense.
Yeah, it could be.
That this would be a little more like we're gonna do a thing rather than just have a game. Cool. I love that. That's neat.
Yeah. And then of course today I had to check out Slay the Spire 2. Of course.
Oh, did you?
To. I did. I haven't played the co-op. There is co-op. It just came into early access yesterday, but it was yesterday night for me, so I didn't play it until today. It is Slay the Spire, but more. It's exactly what people who played Slay the Spire want. It's so fun. It's got all the same characters, and then so far I've unlocked 2 other ones that are both really unique and fun to play. I was worried it was going to be another Watcher situation. There was a 4th character that they added to original Slay the Spire that had a lot of like teething pains with players, but I felt like these 2 new characters, I understood what they were trying to do and how they worked pretty easily, Yeah, it's a lot of the same mechanics, except it seemed like when Slay the Spire came out, they added, at a certain point, they added these keys that you could get while you were playing. And everybody got really excited because it it meant that something different happened at the end of the game. But it wasn't enough of a difference to feel like if you were curious about the world that they had made, it didn't feel like you still got a whole lot out of it, you know? So this game, it feels like they said to themselves, how do we make it so that the gameplay loop is the same, so that we're not interrupting the game, turning it into a story game, or, upsetting the pacing of it. We want it to still feel like Slay the Spire, but we want to give people a look into the world and ways to tell stories. And so what they've done, which I think is so smart, Slay the Spire is one of those games. It's a deck building game for anybody who hasn't played it. It's a deck building, like, dungeon crawler game, basically. And each run, when you die, depending on what you've done, you might unlock new cards, new trinkets, new things for the next time that you play. So what they've done is those points in the game where you would unlock new cards or new trinkets are also attached to a short blurb that's part of a long story. So you have this long timeline with all of these little boxes, and the boxes are all sections of a story. Some world building, some stories that are specific to the characters that you can play. But all of it sort of develops like the planet that you're on, the spire that you're in, these like ancient creatures. Like when you're playing Slay the Spire, there's this giant whale that is the one that resurrects you each time. And what's going on with that? You actually find out more about that now. Like you find out more about these like big ancient entities that are like interacting with you while you're playing and stuff. And I think it was such a smart way to do it, because if you don't give a shit about that, you can literally ignore it. It doesn't change how you play the game at all. It's just something that you can engage with after a run if you would like to. Yeah. And the other thing, I guess, we were talking about how when Slay the Spire came out, everybody was dunking on the art a lot. And when the game actually came out, everyone expected that they were going to do different art in its final form once it came out of early access. And they didn't. They stuck with the art style. And at this point now, it feels like the Slay the Spire art style. Then when the second one was coming out, I remember, and I will take ownership of this, I remember saying, I'm surprised that they're sticking with the same art style because it was so contentious with the first game. I would like to say that I'm a dumbass.
Been there.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm a dumbass. Playing this one, they said, no, asshole, we're going to stick with the same art style, but it's going to be, more rendered. The quality's going to be better, but it is going to be the same art style. And it's great. It looks great. It all is still like the Slay the Spire art, but just cleaner, and it looks fantastic. They updated all of the card art. A lot of the card abilities that I've run into so far are cards that exist in the first game, but with new art, and it all looks great. Yeah, I think they've really crushed it. So.
I'm excited. The first one's fantastic. I have not looked at or touched or done anything with any of the preview stuff for the second game. No clue. It may be one of those ones I pick up on, like, for, I don't know, for like mobile use or something, like to take around with me as I go around.
Yeah.
Because, it's one of those games I'm going to, all right, brain off. Let's go. Do your thing. Get in there, guys. Murder. Good job, fellas. You're doing it.
Yeah. Apparently the co-op's great, though.
I would love to see what that's like. I think I get stressed. I think I get real stressed out about another person being able to screw up my run. Even I screw up my runs and I get mad at me. I don't want to get mad at someone else. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So Yeah, I live in a world where I have to be like, look, not every run is going to be great. And you just have to accept that. Sometimes you're going to have the perfect group, and then you're going to end up going against it, and then it's like the perfect group destroyer. And that's how it works. And you just have to accept it. And I swear I know me enough to know that if you and I, for example, played,
yeah,
and you brought, like, I don't know, some character or something that I was like, oh, yeah, all right. I mean, that's a choice. And we lost, I'd be like, this is your fault. You did this.
Yeah, you did this.
I did nothing wrong. This was a you problem. Yeah, I know me. But it would be interesting to see. You know what? I imagine a Kren run would be fun. If like Crendor, because Crendor would be like, yeah, I brought this guy. He's got no stats, but he uses fog often. I'm like, cool, man. Great, bud.
You can have up to 4 people. We could do Yumi Crendor.
We could do it. We could do it.
We find a 4th and see if we can rage bait you to death.
You would. Oh, there's no C. You would. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know how to describe this game because it's so very Jesse coded, but also incredibly weird. This is one I got paid for, so shameless plug, but also my man Swery. I love Deadly Premonition 1 and 2. I love JJ Macfield. I love everything Swery does. Just such a wacky dude. I love him. Anyway, the new game, it's been out for a while, but they just re-released it with like a whole bunch of new stuff. Hotel Barcelona. It actually might be a game that you would enjoy. It is supremely weird in that, let me give you the plot really quick. You are driving with a guy who is an enforcer for the government ? And his blonde sexed up like girlfriend or lady in the car. I don't know. And, as you're driving down the road, a car crash happens. Both of them die terribly. And you wake up in a hotel. And this hotel is this very strange place with ghosts in the walls. And there's a witch present. And that guy who was in your car was going to this hotel to kill this witch. Well, now it's on you. And you might ask, why is it on you? Well, it's because the ghost of a serial killer who lives in your body says it is. And he's like, yeah, you're going to go and kill this witch.
Okay.
And then in Swery fashion, and Suda worked on this one as well, so it's a Swery Suda joint.
Okay.
You roguelite your way through the hotel's property. So the main hotel is like you have your main hub, which is your room, where there's like a guy in the closet, like a ghost in the closet who's like, I'll upgrade your abilities. So, every run you collect things, you go back, you use those things to upgrade, right? So it's, roguelite, you're slowly getting better over time. And then in the rest of the hotel, there's like a sexy Mexican lady who's like a hunter. There's like the witch who's chilling out there. There's the bartender who literally is just the dude from The Shining at the bar. It's very tropey in the hotel of like what you would expect. But then around the property are also tropes of horror. So it's like a roguelite, but with horror elements.
Okay.
Basically one area is a campground, and the guy who's there, who's the boss, is literally like a Jason analog. There's one area that's kind of a carnival, and the guy who's there is a Jigsaw analog. There's one area that is like a steakhouse, and the guy who's there is like basically a man made of sausage.
Okay.
But essentially the flow of the game is you pick an area to go to, you run this roguelite area where you're killing guys, you're fighting guys. There's multiple weapons you can use. You can upgrade those weapons. You have a gun if you want, but also you can go to the front desk of the hotel and ask for their bondage service. The bondage service is exactly what you're thinking right now. It binds you and makes the game harder for you. So literally, you can activate the bondage service for, I can no longer use guns. Or you can activate the bondage service like, it makes me slower. That kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Even though they're playing it up as like, this hotel provides everything. Really what you're doing is kneecapping yourself. You can make little choices like that.
Okay.
So anyway, as you run through, you'll be like, okay, I'm fighting guys. And there'll be a door. And you can go in that door. You can keep running through the level. And the way it works is every door you enter is another room, essentially. So you can enter a room right away, or you can mess around in the level and then enter a room towards the end. And you make your way through a series of rooms till you get to the boss. And then you have a boss fight. And you'll probably die. And then you restart back at your base camp in the in the hotel. You can spend your points, and anything you don't spend when you go back out into the world disappears. Now, there are abilities that let you keep 10%, 15%. You can like incrementally increase what you keep, but for the most part, you're losing everything. Then you go back, you run it again, but this time, the previous version of you is also there. So if you want, you can run the exact same map with your little ghost echo, and it does damage and helps you.
Oh.
Or you can go a different way. But the best part is the way I beat the first boss is I died enough that when I went back to fight it the last time, I had two other versions of me there, and one of them out the gate unloads her special attack, which I had done at the time. So he's already down to half-life before the battle even starts. And I'm like, thank you, past me. And I ran in there and just stomped him, and it was great. There's little things like that make it like very fun, as you can have other versions. But then also sometimes the more you run it, it deletes the oldest version of you who's there. But you can still, in your skill tree, you can unlock like, oh, well, there's 4 of me now. So there's 4 echoes of my past. So you have 4 versions of you helping you, right? Or you can, mess around with it and make them stronger. Or you can be like, no, I don't even want them there, right? You can do your little bondage stuff. Again, it's a very strange game, absolutely crazy, but it also does fun things where, like, you can earn coins. You can take those coins and you can go to a pinball machine and just play a game of pinball. And you're playing pinball and it has objectives. And I was like, well, I'm going to do all the objectives. So I sat there playing it until a doorway opened and I went to fight a boss. I was like, what? I wasn't prepared for this. So I was playing pinball and now I'm doing a platform boss. And I'm like, that's the kind of game. It is absurd in the most fun way possible. It is like, it is the best. It is so supremely Suda and sweary in like a way that is exactly what you expect.
Right.
If you liked, any of the Suda games or any of the Sweary's past, like it's a combination of all of that. Like it's just goofy. Sometimes the voices, you're like, wait, what? Sometimes they say things and you're like, what? What do you mean? Yeah, it is absurd. And I love every minute of it. And I love those two dudes. So solid roguelite if you're looking to have some fun and not get too caught up in it. Loved it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd never even heard of that game before.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Plus, you also play as a redhead. Well, actually, technically, she's not. But when your serial killer ghost that lives inside your body ignites, you become a sexy redhead.
I was going to say, you're a redhead in like all of the screenshots. So
yes, but the main character is not, in fact, a redhead. She's a very sweet girl who is in over her head.
Right.
But
never done anything wrong.
You activate your special powers, then you become a sexy redhead. So that's pretty good. And with the new update, there's new skins you can get, and one of them is a thumb. You become a thumb with legs.
I love that.
Or maybe a pinky.
Good.
Maybe it's a finger with legs. So there you go. So if that's what you consider sexy, they got that for you.
You could be a thumb.
Yeah, you could be a thumb.
That's crazy. That's salacious.
Salacious thumb? Dude, that's great. That's great. That's a Star Wars
Salacious
joke
thumb.
for the nerds out there. Everyone loves salacious thumb. It's just a thumb, but he's like, yeah.
Did sorry, this is a media shift. Did I tell you that I started watching Peacemaker? I can't remember.
Maybe you did.
So really quickly, so it's very fun. We're having a lot of fun with it.
Yes. Yeah.
I was told by chat.
Are you on season 1 or 2?
So yeah, give me a sec. So
Okay. Okay.
I was told by chat that in order to watch it in the Gunniverse in the right order, I should be watching season 1 and then the Superman movie, because I hadn't seen that yet either, and then season 2.
Okay.
We watched season 1 and we had such a good time with it that I was like, fuck it, let's just watch the first episode of season 2. And immediately one of the characters is like, this is exactly like that thing Lex Luthor was doing. And I was like, God damn it. Fine. So I've seen one episode of the second season of Peacemaker because I went back to watch the Superman movie, which was way goofier than I thought it was going to be. The Superman movie is very goofy and cute. Yeah, it didn't take itself very seriously. So now I'm ready to do season 2 of Peacemaker. I'll have a better idea of one of the elements of the season, what that is or what's going on with it.
It's so funny to me. So when season 2 episode 1 of Peacemaker starts, they do a recap, and that recap
yes, I know exactly what you're going to
scenes. It basically, when Gunn takes over, he redoes DC, but he keeps Peacemaker as part of it. So when they do a recap of season 1, they just change scenes to make it the new story. And in my mind, I was like, oh shit, they went back and changed the old episodes? That's so wild. Awesome. I went back to go look at the old episodes.
No,
they did not.
No,
they just were like, no.
Back to back. Yeah. So no spoilers for people, but yeah, the last episode of Peacemaker season 1, there are some silhouettes that you see of heroes, and all of the heroes are
they're not in it anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty clear what heroes they are. And there are a couple of voice lines, and you're like, oh, it's these people. And then literally the opening to episode 1, season 2, those silhouettes are completely different, totally different actors, totally different voice lines, and they just kind of move on with it. And I was like,
yeah,
what?
Honestly, having not seen season 1 for a while and then seeing season 2, I was like, oh, I love that they did that. I'm fine with them doing this. It's okay. If this is going to be his universe, I'm fine with this. And I went back to go watch the changes, and they are not there. And I was like, that's crazy that they were like, no, leave that as it is.
Leave it in.
This will be. I was like,
actually
all right.
so funny that way.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. I think I don't want to spoil anything for season 2 for you. Yeah. But by the end of season 2, I was like, holy shit, John Cena can act.
I was saying that during season 1 because like the writing in this show toes the line constantly between being like goofy, stupid fart joke shit and like real drama and somehow manages to do both. And I think one of the reasons it sells that is because the actors are willing to commit to whichever one the scene calls for. And John Cena does that really well. He can go from just being like a fucking obnoxious loser asshole to like sobbing in a scene. And you're like, holy shit. Like he's really, like he's thrown his whole ass into this show and he's doing a great job.
He has the same vibe as when I realized that Dave Bautista could act. I was like, holy shit, Dave Bautista can act. He's
a really good actor too. Yeah.
I was like, whoa. And I think that's like, it
makes the Rock look a little silly.
Yeah, no shade to The Rock, but he plays The Rock in everything. Yeah. And so when he shows up, I'm like, yo, The Rock's in this. That's fun. But I just know he's The Rock in this.
Yeah.
These guys are rolling in. And even though John Cena just looks like John Cena and will always be John Cena, him showing up and doing a thing, I'm like, he's putting in, like he's doing stuff.
He's doing the work.
And I'm absolutely impressed by everything he's doing. Yeah, great show. It does have I've noticed there's a vibe in TV with shows that I really enjoy now, which I think just speaks to me as a person. But like, have you seen Night of the Seven Kingdoms yet?
I haven't. It wasn't all out at the time that we were going to, and we figured we'd just wait till it was all out. Since the episode's
it's all out now, it's phenomenal. It might be the best Game of Thrones thing they've ever done.
Others.
Yeah, I think it's better than the original show. I don't give a damn. I love it. It is exactly the slice of life stuff I want and love. But they do stuff that is very like Peacemaker adjacent. A great example is like they'll do a thing where it's like, you know, they'll show a character and he's like wielding his sword and he's looking all powerful, and the background will be like the music will play, and then it'll cut to him taking a shit. Like that kind of stuff. Where I'm like,
I love that.
I see what they're doing. Right? Like that, I'm like, all right. It's very Peacemaker coded, where it's like, we're going to tell you a story. Like Peacemaker is like, this guy is going through some shit. Anyway, here's a bunch of dicks on the screen. Like,
yeah. Like this guy is so sad and really like is going through it all the time. And also this whole episode has been a big dick joke. Yeah. It's like, it's such a weird, they juxtapose really, really well. And yeah, just like what you were describing, the moments that are really heavy are always, there's levity at just the right moment.
Yes. Yeah. And it's that fun. Continues for the rest of the season. It's like some good stuff. I
heard season 2 is fantastic. So I'm excited to watch it all the way through.
I'm very impressed by what they're doing over there when it comes to like the DC stuff. We'll see now.
There's the Lantern trailer came out too, right?
Yo, the Lantern trailer was awesome.
Yeah, it looks great.
I was really impressed with that. I was like, yo, okay. There's something about the idea of let's make a Lantern show, but make it seem really grounded, which is very tempting to me. I was like, hold up, we're not just like Space Boys. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It had like a supernatural Winchester's kind of vibe to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm super here for that.
It's fun.
One of my biggest concerns was what this as like a platform for new movies and new media would be. And so far, like everything's landed for me. So like even the animated show was fun. Where I'm like, they're kind of nailing this. But we will see what happens as everything soon becomes under Paramount, and I have no idea what that's going to be like. That'll be a trip. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of DC, really quickly.
Yes.
I must bring up the Absolute Universe comics because
yes,
I finally started reading them and they rule. They rule. Okay. For those of you who are not in the comic world, essentially, man, I think it was 2024. I don't know when this actually happened, but
yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, like basically Darkseid, this is like all backstory. It's not, I'm not spoiling any of the comic stuff, but basically Darkseid, in order to finally win, creates a whole new universe with his essence so that he can essentially have a universe of despair go up against the normal DC universe of hope. That's like the overarching theme. And so the Absolute Universe is Darkseid's universe where everything sucks. Mostly for the people that defeat him. So he just is like, he has it out for every superhero in his universe. And so every superhero, all of our favorite DC superheroes have like just terrible backstories. So like Wonder Woman is raised in hell. Batman is like a poor kid off the streets, right? Like everyone is absolutely just like struggling to get by. It's an uphill climb the entire time. And Darkseid isn't even, as far as I'm aware, in it. He's just the universe. And he's like this overarching, like terrible thing.
The creator.
That has come to like ruin everyone's day. And so right now, like everyone keeps telling me I need to read Martian Manhunter. And everyone,
Wonder Woman's apparently
I'm
fantastic.
I hear Wonder Woman's amazing. I'm going to save Superman for last because I feel like he usually is the one who ends up fighting Darkseid anyway. So, like, you know, that's probably where that story's going to go. But anyway, I started with Batman. And I've gotten through the first 2 volumes of Absolute Batman. And, yo, I love it. And then when I finished, so Absolute Batman, he's like a poor kid off the streets. Alfred is like a badass. His family isn't completely dead. I don't want to spoil a lot of things here, but basically Batman is like, all of his rogues gallery are basically his old friends and just being like horribly brutalized. And he's trying so hard to save them, but at the same time, they don't want to because they're just like monsters.
Right.
The Joker is literally an eldritch horror from like beyond space and I don't know how to describe it. The Joker exists. He's like a giant monster. It's crazy looking. And then they just revealed Poison Ivy. New Poison Ivy looks like, so she has a form that looks like kind of a sexy lady, but she's got weird shit going on, like teeth and stuff. And then she literally like undoes herself and becomes like a necromorph from Dead Space. She's terrifying looking.
That's so cool.
It's awesome. Everything about it is, all the character designs are so cool. It's great. I am enjoying it tremendously. It is so well done. And the thing that's great about it is, despite it being this truly terrible, like hopeless reality, you still have these heroes who are like, well, gotta go kick some ass. I'm like, let's go. This is great. I love this. So, yeah, I've been reading them and just really enjoying everything about these stories. And I like that it is, yeah, every once in a while they'll do like an Elseworld or an other universe or whatever the hell we call them. And DC loves doing this. They've always done this. Marvel does it too, but like,
they're always fun though.
Yeah,
like
it's another universe. And it's like, yeah, this is the first time I've read one of those where I've been like, wow, they did a thing here. They like actually did a thing. And so I'm very impressed with what they're doing. I have no idea how long this will go or if it'll be like a permanent fixture of what they're doing, but like I really like the fact that they went for like big swings. Like character designs are like, oh yeah, I instantly recognize this character, but also what is this character design? Like it's great, like it's very well thought out. I can only hype it up so much. It's really cool across the board. Everything I've seen is really well done.
How many different series are running in the Absolute DC stuff?
I think 4 right now, but I could be wrong. I'm only aware of 4. And I've only actually
Superman,
started
Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter?
And Martian Manhunter. I think a Flash is coming. I think.
Okay.
But yeah. Absolute Wonder Woman, everyone's like, that's the one to read, dude. But I'm a big Batman fan, so I was like, I gotta read Batman first. Yeah, apparently the Lanterns and Green Arrow are coming.
I love the Batmans because of the Robins. Are the Robins in there?
I'm not gonna tell you nothing about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the
Fine,
overarching.
I'll just go read it.
Look, I will say that I went and bought the like trades of them, the first 2 arcs. Like the first arc is like the introduction and the second arc is like Bane. And so I went in and bought those and it was like $30 total for the 2. And it's like each one's like 200 some pages. So I was like,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
So I went in there and I'm in it. I'm not gonna, I'm not a big like buy individual comics that are like, 11 pages each. I just never have been. But I'll wait for the like, we're gonna smash them all together into a book and go. And so far 2 are out for the Batman, and love that. It's been enjoyable. And once I finish this, I'll pick up the others probably. But like, I haven't been a comic book buyer for some time, just because I'm like, I've seen that story before. They're like, all right, like, I don't want to see Spider-Man like just be a schlub while Mary Jane runs off with some other guy for like 100 issues. Like, I don't care about that. Like, that's all I read online is people complaining about Spider-Man. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I don't need to. So I haven't really been in that space, but when you do something compelling and interesting, like they're doing with the Absolute Universe, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I love this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. I would highly recommend it.
Fantastic.
Plus the community online, fantastic. Going to like Reddit and seeing everyone react to the reveal of Poison Ivy was so much fun. People were like, whoa! It was great. Because again, like go look up an image of Poison Ivy if you have the time. Absolute Poison Ivy. She looks incredible. Not like in like a horned up previous Poison Ivy kind of way, but in a like, oh no, that's scary kind of way. I love her. She's awesome looking. Uh-oh, Dodger reaction. Yeah? Do you see Absolute Poison Ivy and do you love her?
No, I think I'm still looking for her. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. No, the first picture that pops up is I assume cover art of Batman barfing up a bunch of like
what
disgusting vines and shit. And I was like, oh God. It looks cool, but
yes, that is the first thing that comes up. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but yeah, so they have different, you can see if you actually go into the comic book art.
I see it
like,
now, yeah.
She's crazy. She got like a talon on one hand and like mushrooms and
looks,
stuff growing out of her.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then if you find the image of her as, hold on, let me see if I can open a new tab. This is the sexiest version of the new Poison Ivy. I'll just put this in chat for everyone. This is her sexiest version. It's great. She's great. I love that look.
Body horror warning.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrifying. Big fan.
Yeah. I'll have to read it, man.
Yeah.
I've been threatening myself to read Absolute Batman for a while, and I just haven't taken the dive, so I should just do it.
It's honestly, it's nice to disconnect. The more honestly, this is what happens when your computer breaks at home. I go home, I don't have a computer to log into the internet with or play games on. I got nothing. So I've been blasting through PS5 games and I've been reading a lot. That's where I'm at. Because I don't have.
That's great.
I have barely any streaming services anymore. I don't have cable. I'm like, no, I'm gonna just read things. Mm-hmm. And so I've been reading, catching up on stuff. I finally finished Project Hail Mary. So now I'm like really excited for the movie. Yeah, I'm just like living my best life. It's great. It's good stuff.
Yeah. That's good. I love that for you.
Plus I make dinner like an adult. Dodger, it's wild over there.
Not just
Coxtown,
potatoes?
it's wild. Not just although I could tato. Yeah. I could do that. Although last night I did fat guy dinner and it was great. I walked over, so there's like a Whole Foods nearby, so I walked over there because I was like, I'm gonna get a soup and maybe like some chips to crush up and put in that soup, like spicy chips.
Okay, yeah.
That was my plan. So I got over there, I got the soup, I looked at the chips, but then I noticed across the way was their weird Whole Foods pizza station, and I was like, yo, what if I got a slice of pizza but then dip the crust in the soup?
There you
walked
go.
over, it was like pizza, and I got a slice of pizza, and I went over there and just started yeah, I could have just had soup.
That's great.
I could have just had pizza, but I said no. I'm gonna take the pizza and I'm gonna dip the pizza's crust in the soup because that's how I roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
That's here's the thing though. I would probably do that often. That's fat boy material right there. I was like, no. I'm going to eat all this. It's going to be delicious. And it was, damn it. It was.
Yep. It's finally warming up here. And by warming up, I mean it's still very cold, but the sun comes out, which is great. That's great for my mood. I've been eating a lot of like big chunky salads, and they're so good. I love them.
What do you put in your big chunky salads? What's your big chunky salad vibe?
It's a lot of cabbage, a lot of beans, like olives and a shit ton of cheese, and just like a bunch of stuff that tastes good.
The way you describe that is the way I describe eating a taco salad, where it's like, yeah. A lot of lettuce and beans and meat and cheese. Oh, and you got to put pico on there. And then like some sort of like spicy dress. By the end, it's barely a salad. You're like, yeah.
Look, if I can make a concoction that will maintain its like rigidity for, like 3 days in the fridge, I'm so happy. Yeah. You just got to not add lettuce. If you add lettuce, you fucked yourself. But if you add like
wilted,
if it's
instant
like
wilt.
Instantly wilted, but like hearty stuff, you put a bunch of hearty stuff in there.
I think the greatest gift adulthood has given me is being able to determine just by looking at the package which lettuce and or greens will wilt the fastest. I can like go to the grocery store, give it a glance and be like, no, this will not do. I need this to last multiple days, not just one.
Yeah.
Back on the shelf you go. Like I like clock it now where I'm like, this will last. That, not so much. That's where I'm at. And honestly, I'm proud. I'm proud that I've adulted that hard.
Mm-hmm. You just have to
I'm
know your
almost
own
at the ability
habits,
to like
right?
tell if a melon is ripe.
I'm so proud of you. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
I'm trying to teach my kid how to know, because my kid loves avocado, and we don't get very good avocados here for whatever reason. And sometimes it's a little hard to tell if it's ripe or not. I've been trying to teach my kid how to tell, and sometimes she'll pick one up and just press as hard as she can and be like, "I squished it, so it's good to eat." I'm like,
guess we're eating that right now. Like right this instant we're eating that?
Yeah, not really what I was trying to teach, but that's okay. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and cut that open and see what it looks like.
Yeah. Avocados are tough for me. I love avocados. Yeah. I am a big millennial avocado toast man. Oh, but I don't like messing with avocados. Yes, yeah. LA has ruined me. But I don't like dealing with avocados. Like, if I could exist in a world where they were just already prepared for me, great. But avocados in general are a pain in the ass. Sometimes you get an avocado and you cut the thing open and it's perfect. And sometimes it's the brownest, grossest goop you've ever seen. You're like, why? Yeah, I'd rather just go to a restaurant.
Yeah. I think people that are blessed to live like next to an avocado tree or something, like if they have consistently the same avocados from the same tree, you probably get a really good idea of like, it's ready right now. But because there's so many different varieties that come in and you're just like, I don't know, this one's soft.
Yes.
Like this one,
Yeah, exactly. I honestly, I realize, so there's this like French, like bistro shop thing nearby. And they have like, the douchiest avocado toast. It's not that I can make it at home. It very clearly is just toast plus avocado plus like, hot pepper on top, right? It's not that, like maybe a little olive oil. It's not that complicated. But the fact that they can make it in like 2 seconds versus me having to like cut around the outside and gotta like, shit, now I gotta do. For some reason, that additional 5 minutes of time, I'm like, I can't be asked. I don't know. It's only avocado.
It pisses you off.
I'm like,
have you ever?
Yeah, I'm like, I hate avocado.
Do you eat artichokes?
Yes, but I will not mess with them. Artichokes fall in the avocado category of, if it's at a restaurant, sure. If it's at home, no.
I grew up eating like whole artichokes. It was like a whole like process. And I love it because it feels very nostalgic to me. But I've realized that, yeah, most people don't want to fuck around with that. They just want to buy a jar of artichoke hearts and move on with their lives. And I don't blame them because it is a whole process to eat an artichoke.
Yes. Same thing with, oh God, my brain just died. You know, the one where you crack it open and there's the little red seeds inside. What the shit is that called? Dodger. This is what old age is. What is it? And then it's got the seeds, the red.
A pomegranate?
Pomegranate. That's right. Pomegranate. Boy, oh boy. Welcome to my life. I'm turning into my mother. I am no longer saying names. I'm just describing things. And thank God you're here to know what I'm talking about.
And then there's the little guys. Yeah.
I'm becoming my mother, and honestly, whatever. I'm like, you know, the thing at the place with the stuff, and I will know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're here for me. Thank you. Pomegranates, pain in the ass. I will not buy a pomegranate. I'd rather get pre-prepared pomegranate goop. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. Just as a follow-up, can I ask which part of the pomegranate counts as the goop?
The inside. The little red seedy bits. Yeah.
The seeds are the goop?
Yeah. The goop. Okay.
The goop in my mind conjures something that does not have the texture of pomegranate seeds.
Here's the thing though. I realize now that as I poo-poo I don't know. I don't want to say cleaning, but like self-cutting and preparing pomegranates and avocados and artichokes. I will do that to a pineapple any day of the week.
Really?
I love pineapple. Pineapple's worth it to me. I love pineapple. I eat pineapple maybe daily. I've literally
never dressed down a pineapple before.
I literally have a pineapple drink in my hand. I love pineapple. So like, I get it. I don't know. I guess I just have to love a thing.
Yeah,
I love pineapple.
Love it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's because like you just cut down and then core that son of a bitch and you're done. And then you have so much fruit forever. You just have like piles of it. It's great.
I'll never forget when I first got my dehydrator. We got pineapple and I dehydrated the pineapple and it took so long because there's so much water content in it. And I was like, this will be a nice snack to have around. Any of you who try to make little fruit snacks with your dehydrator, if you have one, you know how silly that is because you have a tiny little jar and you fill it up with your cute little dehydrated fruit and you're like, what a nice little snack. And then either you or someone else eats all of them in about 10 minutes. And Sam ate so much dehydrated pineapple that he burnt his mouth.
Yes, apparently, this is interesting. Apparently the acid in pineapple eats away at your mouth. Now, I did not know that, but I also have I've never experienced that. I eat so much pineapple, either something's wrong with my mouth.
Immune to the acid content.
Or the years of eating incredibly spicy food has made me immune to all mouth pain. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel it and notice.
So I've developed, I keep calling it an allergy, but I think it's like I'm very sensitive to like fruit enzymes now. So like really ripe bananas burn my mouth. Pineapple burns my mouth more than it ever did. So maybe you are the opposite of me and you don't, the fruit enzymes don't do anything to you.
I imagine they must. I don't want to say that I'm some sort of like mutant. Yeah, I just think I probably screwed up my mouth enough that I don't feel it. I've had plenty of oral surgeries. I've had plenty of, like, I only eat spicy food really anymore. Like, I think I've destroyed all the things in my mouth that would like flag and say, hey bro, the enzymes are eating your meat. Like, you know, like, get out. And I'm like, pineapple. I love like, I think that's probably the problem. Yeah, rather than me suddenly being like, don't worry, I'm immune to it. I don't think that's the case, but maybe this is my superpower. I'm that mutant. I'm that X-Man who has the lamest superpower. Like, yes, that's right.
We have a mutual friend from the before times who had a kidney infection and didn't feel it. Sometimes our bodies just like don't give us the alarm bells that we need.
Yeah. People have different levels of pain they can take. Sometimes I will talk with people who like have a toothache or something. And I, for the life of me, have had so many like needles and stitches and things in my mouth that I don't have, like if I get a toothache, I'm like, suck it up, brain. My brain's like, okay, bro. And then like, that's it. I'm fine. I'm like, it's not a problem. You're okay. We're going to go see the dentist in like 4 weeks anyway. It's fine. Don't worry. Nothing to stress about. You're fine. And then I'll go to the dentist and they'll be like, everything's good. I'll be like, see, brain, you stupid idiot. Yeah, that's so I don't know. Yeah, everyone has different tolerances for pain in different places on their body. Me, the minute I get a runny nose, I'm like, someone take care of me. I could die. Like that's, you know, when I like full body sickness, no, dude, I'm like, oh, this is it. I see the light. I'm done. Yeah. But mouth pain, no. I'm like, no, I'm invincible. Whatever, bro.
I just actively fight off every potential cold that tries to take me. I feel myself start to get sick, and I do kind of the same thing as you, where I'm like, maybe I can just like beat it back mentally. And sometimes I wake up the next day and I feel fine, and I'm like, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. I mentioned this to you before, but I need to out myself. Yeah. You know how sometimes when people describe like a trip they went on, or how one time they got really high, like changed their perspective on life, right? Uh-huh.
I've mentioned to you before that I have at one point in time gotten so high that I started to like feel bad that we don't thank our white blood cells for taking care of us.
I do remember that story, yeah.
And I was like, thanks guys, you're doing the work. Anyway, since that moment, my life change has been whenever I feel a little sick, I'm like, hey, white blood cells, it's Jesse.
You're doing a great job.
Like, I will literally be in bed and be like, hey guys, just want to say thank you for keeping me safe and everything's going good in there.
So funny. That's so cute.
I'll be like, hey guys, just reporting in. Hope you're doing good.
I love that.
Like, I just want to let you know I'm going to travel this week and I'm going to be on a plane. So I'm going to take a lot of vitamin C for you and stuff. But like, I want you to know I'm going to need your help. That's where I'm at. Like,
does it make you feel better? Like mentally?
Oh, yes. Yes. It sounds ridiculous, but it makes me feel better. This is like when I learned that if you get the hiccups, repeat to yourself that you're not a fish. And I thought that was stupid and made no sense, and it totally works. I don't know why.
I have not been able to make that work.
I don't know how.
And I also told my kid to do that, and she was like, but I'm not a fish. And I was like, right. But if you, my friend Jessie says that if you say to yourself that you're not a fish, if you reiterate that, then the hiccups should go away. And she was like, it's not working. So
yeah,
I don't know.
You just have to be like, I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish. I think it's because you're focusing on something else besides the hiccups rather than the idea of you not being a fish. I'm pretty sure you can do it with anything. But for some reason, like look, at this point in my life, I have little weird things. I understand now why when we were younger, our parents would tell us insane things and we'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm that now. I'm at the point where I've got little weird eccentricities that I do where I'm like, no, but for real, it works. And no, it probably doesn't. It's just for some reason I placeboed myself into thinking it does.
Right.
And frankly, I'm fine with that. I will go to the grave being like, yo, talk to your white blood cells, bro. That shit works.
I love that. I think that's so cute. There's something very sweet about imagining you by yourself, like, your white blood cells are doing a good job.
I'm not even joking. It's real. That I will be like, hey guys, just reporting in. Haven't heard from you in a while. Everything's good. Just letting you know. Love you. Keep it up. Because I'm like, look, when you when you're laying in bed and you feel like you're floating halfway off the bed and you say to yourself, man, there's a lot of me inside of me. A lot of little guys in there doing work. I never really talked to those little guys. Yeah, like, hey, me. Hey, little me's. How you doing? In my mind, it was little tiny me's in white outfits going around beating up. Just beating up diseases. And I'm like, hey, little guys.
Holy
hope
shit.
you're doing well. Yeah. So what I'm saying is treat yourself right. Talk to yourself. It's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I did.
That's beautiful.
Do you want to jump to the news, boss?
Sure. Let's do news. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So this is fun. Dodger, hey.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you know
Yes.
women are an overlooked opportunity for growth in the gaming industry?
Shut the fuck up.
Well, Ampere Analysis, which is a consumer research firm, discovered this crazy fact. Female players represent 48% of all the gaming population, around 922 million players across 21 markets. Yes. The company's research found that women, this is going to shock you, tend to prefer narrative-driven single-player experiences over competitive multiplayer games. So that's shocking to no one. It also found out that female players are more prevalent on casual devices like smartphones and tablets, which we've known for years. In fact, I think most smartphone tablet gamers are women, I believe was the last stat we had. It also noted that when given a list of reasons for this, this is amazing. I love this. It's so honest and real. When given a list of reasons for not playing games, women are more likely than men to choose the phrases, I don't like the culture or community, or it's hard to find a game that suits my needs. While men are more likely to choose, I don't have enough time, or gaming is too expensive. It concludes then that the main barrier to entry for some women isn't the lack of money or time, but the lack of games with themes that appeal to them and a gaming culture that doesn't appeal to them. So I will wait for the chuds online to get very upset with that, but it seems like information we all knew.
I was going to say.
Nothing new was learned.
Yep. I mean, I guess there's value in, consistently doing surveys like this and different companies doing them so as to eliminate bias. But yeah, I also think that it's funny that apparently most of the time the men that are taking these surveys are like, I just don't have the time. I'm really busy. When we're like, I would love to play more games with people that don't suck.
It's crazy to me because it does show the line between like gaming as a culture for men is very like it's ingrained in what we are and what we do. And it doesn't matter what kind of game you're playing. It's about, do I have time to play the game? I got stuff to do. I wish I could be playing. I got stuff to do. And the women that are asked aren't like, oh man, I wish I could have the time. It's like, no, I would love to have time to play games. There's just no games that appeal to me. Or if they do, the people in that gaming community are just the worst. And I was like, yeah, that sounds accurate.
What game was it? It wasn't League, was it? What game was it that was like, we're going to add voice chat? It was a like a multiplayer battler game that's going to add voice chat. And a bunch of women were like, it is League? It's League. And a bunch of women that play League were like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's, it never seems like a good idea to, in a game like League especially, when
known for being a very toxic place.
Yeah, like if you play badly, the first thing they ask is if you're a girl. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that's not the best case scenario for let's include voice chat. but it is what it is. I think across the board, to be honest, if I was going to be real here, I would love to know the complete breakdown of what the respondents said, because I would like to know what the crossover between men and women is for single player games, because I imagine it's higher than ever. I think the idea that this article is trying to present is that men want to play online with each other and do stuff, and that women want to play single player games, but I don't know if that's true. I feel like, I feel like there's a group of people who want to play online. Yeah, there should be a huge overlap, and really the takeaway should be that we need more single player games, because not only will it appeal to men, but it'll appeal to women even more if it's single player games and they can just go in and play and do stuff, you know? I don't know. That's one of the many things the gaming industry has in store for us in 2026. More single player? We'll find out. I forgot about this. When given, this is another part of the article. When given a list of 52 console games and PC games and asked which ones they play, only 3 titles had more female players than male. They were obviously The Sims 4. Everyone could guess that. 2, Animal Crossing. And 3, I found this shocking, Roblox.
I'm also not shocked about that.
I did not. I mean, I guess maybe younger skewing, but I'm curious if there's like a 30-year-old lady out there who's just like a Roblox queen.
Well, think about how huge games like Dress to Impress got.
Sure.
Like sort of like dress up doll games are huge on Roblox. So not saying that that's the only thing that would appeal to little girls. Okay, before you jump on my ass, but if you know, there's Dress to Impress had a huge female base and still does.
Yeah. To give you an example of the disparity between mobile games and like console PC, of the 50 or so console games and PC games, only 3 had women who played more. But on mobile, of the 50 or so mobile games, 13 had more female players than male. So it just goes to show that like overall more women are playing. Again, to be very clear, when we talk about the percentages of like women are 48% of gamers, that missing percentage between men and women is still a ludicrous amount of people. So it isn't like, you know, it's really close and it's about like, no. There's still way more guys than women playing games, but the number of women continues to increase year over year. It's just like, it's the culture. Anyway, 3 months after the Game Awards, Highguard is officially shutting down. This, of course, is coming on the heels of them laying off staff and devs, which just sucks. I absolutely feel bad for every single person who worked on that game, because it's clear they wanted a thing. They had a vision for a thing. It just wasn't a thing anyone else wanted, which is really sad.
But I don't understand, because like what was the plan? Here's what I don't get about them shutting down.
What was the plan? I promise you, the plan as sold from the executives on high, we're about to make $1 billion. That was the plan. And that's as far as they thought. I promise you. They literally like, we're going to make so much money because we all worked on like these other games that were very successful. And so that means we're going to be successful again, which is, as a person who makes games, it's all flukes, baby. You have no idea what's going to be a hit. It really, you can work your ass off and have a great game and still fail.
So we were saying when it first went live and a bunch of people were playing it and they were getting a lot of critique, we were saying, well, yeah, it's getting a bunch of like negative, like more negative feedback than they would have expected because of the way that it wound up being marketed at the Game Awards, right? So they but they did have a huge influx of players. So their plan originally then was to have way less players. So what was the plan with way less players if with a shit ton of players, they still didn't get enough people?
So the thing I've been able to decipher from all this is their original plan was we shadow drop and then through word of mouth by our most dedicated players, we grow our player base as we at the same time continue to improve and update the game. What ended up happening is Keighley broadcasts the game to the world. Everyone sees it. Everyone clowns on the game. When it first comes out, all these people flock to it to see what's up. But their plan was not to have a complete, amazing, polished game at launch. It was to slowly, over time, make the game better and better as they lured more people in to play it based on word of mouth from the Shadow Drop. And I think what happened is everyone went and played the version of the game that was not complete and not really thought out and polished. And they were like, yeah, nope, it's the trash we thought it was, and dropped it immediately. And I think that's kind of what happened.
And
is that they thought
there's just no way
they
for
could
them
replicate
to come back
Apex.
from that.
Yeah, I mean, once you lose, so like, if you're an online game, the death knell is you have no one playing. You can't keep the servers. You're paying for servers. You're paying for all sorts of stuff. And what happens is, if I, a new player, see your game and I think, my God, that looks like exactly the game I want. If I jump in and there's no one online, I leave immediately and I'm done. And that's
what I mean.
kind of what happened.
Like, if they had shadow dropped, they, for a while there, they would have had basically empty games, wouldn't they?
Well,
like,
they would have
had to build from nothing anyway.
They would have needed less overhead operating costs. They would, like, they could take their time and build and get hype going, and then they could release things of like drips of information about how things are getting like, there is a plan there. The problem is the plan requires you to have a core group of people who play your game and love that game and found it, and they think like, oh, I have some investment in what this is because I was here when it shadow dropped on day one and I'm in it. And so you have this core group who thinks like, I'm here with you through all, like, let's go. I love you, Highguard. Let's do this. And because that doesn't exist, because everyone wants to play it and was like, nah, this is shit, and left. Again, I went and played it on launch. There's some really cool stuff in there, but it's bogged down by a bunch of shit that very clearly was like, we'll deal with that in 3 months.
Right.
And that's, it sucks. It's not, it's like, again, it is a plan they had, at least from what I can tell, but it's not a great plan. And I think it got screwed up. I think they had a plan and it got screwed up by the hype for the game. And by hype, I mean Jeff Keighley's hype. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why I have to imagine in their perfect world, it seemed like a great plan, but from a producer standpoint, I'm like, I would never have the audacity to think of that. Like, that's crazy. But they all, like, if you're coming off of Apex and you got to win and you got money and you think you can do it again, that goes a long way for making you do stuff. Then on the flip side, great success. At 5 million in sales, Resident Evil 9 Requiem is the series' biggest launch ever. The last game, the remake of 4, took 4 months to hit 5 million. Village took 5 months to hit 5 million. RE3 took 2 years. The remake of RE3 took 2 years to hit 5 million. 9 did 5 million in like a week. Okay. So, that just goes to show that it is a brilliant game. Very good. Definitely Game of the Year contender so far. Then, I guess we'll go to the others. We'll flip back. The pendulum will swing back again. Ubisoft's new creative boss, I'm going to say Jean Gusdon, or it could be Jean Gaston, whatever. All but confirmed that a new Black Flag or remake of Black Flag is coming, which is, great game. Really looking forward to dodging sharks and a fucking diving bell again. But the rest of it's cool. We also learned about something called Codename Hex, which in his words is a unique, darker, narrative-driven Assassin's Creed experience set during a pivotal moment in history. And while I really wish it was my Assassin's Creed World War II game, where the cinematic in the intro is him coming off the boat and doing flips while they're shooting guns at him and shit. That would be amazing. I want that. I will always want that. Although the one image we have makes me feel like it's probably going to be like witch related or something. I don't know. I don't know what they mean by pivotal point in history, but here's an image and it literally just looks like Blair Witch. I don't know what it looks like a horror game. I don't know what they're doing with this, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what that's going to be. And then we jump over to the releases this week. We've got a few. Coming in early in the week, the remake of Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly, a classic. I would say one of the best horror games from the early 2000s. It's fantastic. Really is. You know how people get like upset that most horror games are not jump scary things now? It's pure jump scare. The whole game is there's creepy stuff around. Why not pull out your camera? You got to kill the ghost with your camera. And you pull out the camera to kill the ghost and it's like literally here. Every time. It's great. Crimson Butterfly rules. And I'm so excited for this one. Then Greedfall, The Dying World finally leaves early access on March 10th. The action narrative RPG inspired by 17th century Europe. But also, you know, like weird fantasy stuff finally gets out of early access. Also next week, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, the co-op shooter, zombie shooter, where you just like kill a ludicrous amount of zombies and terrible things be thrown your way. It is a pure love letter to like over the top 80s films. So check that out. Hey, did you ever play Monster Hunter and say, man, I wish there were some stories related to it? And then did you go and play the last two creature collecting RPGs of Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2? Well, Monster Hunter Stories 3 comes out next week called Twisted Reflection, which as far as I can tell sounds like a Neil Breen title, but honestly could be a ton of fun. The first two games legit are fun. I must stress this. If you have never played Monster Hunter Stories, they're good times. And then the last release, the big major release at the end of the week, is for all the wrestling nerds out there. WWE 2K26 is coming out, so get ready to watch all the ridiculous intro videos of someone's like crafted wrestler that they named like Bill Blob the Blob. And he's like, yeah, he walks down and he's walking in. And yeah, that'll be a whole thing. Get ready for that. And that is it for us this week in the world of the news.
Fantastic. Hey, man. Thanks for doing the show with me again.
Please. You have things that you hold against me and I'm forced to be here, but thank you anyway. You have the photos. You have photographic evidence.
Can't say that.
So I like have to be here, but thank you.
What have you got going on this week, man? Tell the people.
Oh boy, more Resident Evil 9 over on the YouTube. I am also, boy, man, I got a lot of stuff I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm trying to work on a few videos and it's just taking forever to get them done. But yeah, we'll do some of that. And I'm trying to think what else is going on. Let's just say Resident Evil 9 stuff. And if anything else comes out, it'll be fun bonus. Like, I'm so caught up in the nonsense. I'm like, oh, I got so much editing to do. But yeah, stuff is happening in the background.
Fantastic. I am probably going to keep playing Pathologic 3. I didn't expect that game to get its claws in me so deeply.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be continuing with that. But hey, gang, if you enjoyed Geekenders this week, again, we were supposed to have the lovely Bronze on the show with us.
We'll get Bronze back. I'm not worried.
We'll reschedule it. Blowing you a kiss. All of the previous Geekenders, as well as the very first episode we have with Bronze, is on youtube.com/Jesse Cox. You can watch all of them there. We're also on podcasting sites and apps. So if you want to listen to us while you're cleaning a toilet, feel free. We'd love to join you on that journey. Tell
all your friends. You know those friends of yours that are like, I wish I had something to listen to, and I don't, but I like video games, and boy, I love Jesse and Dodger. You should tell them to listen because, again, reminder, a consistent 100,000 views, that's a music album for you. 200,000, Dodger Tattoo. on my body. It will happen. I believe it. But I have to remind you because people forget. So go out there and do that.
Have an amazing weekend and a lovely weekend. We will see you next Friday, gang. So long.
Bye.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt.